Now, here's a good yarn. Macquarie Group chairman David Clarke has put his personal power and influence behind a street protest against AGL as the company's shareholders met in Sydney for its annual general meeting. The demonstration was organised by residents of the New South Wales Hunter Valley, who are concerned about the impact of AGL's drilling for coal seam gas. Andrew Robertson reports.
It's not often the chairman of Australia's top listed companies take to the streets to demonstrate. It's even more rare when they're demonstrating against another big listed company with a chairman who's been a close colleague for nearly 40 years.
My colleague Mark Johnson is chairing the meeting in there. He and I were joint managing directors of Macquarie back in the very early days.
Macquarie Group is no stranger to controversy itself, an irony which isn't lost on Mr Clarke.
This is not the first time I've demonstrated. I think it's important.
And the reason Mr Clarke has taken to the streets is that he's concerned that AGL's drilling for coal seam gas in the New South Wales Hunter Valley could damage his property interests in the area.
They're very secretive, they use loopholes. We want an open, transparent process so that we can find out what's going on.
No coal seam gas!
Hunter Valley grape grower Graham Gibson was one of the organisers of the protest. He says the damage from the coal seam gas drilling has already begun.
They are pretending to be a sustainable and renewable energy company when in fact they're basically environmental vandals. They have admitted recently pumping 100,000 odd litres of saline water onto pasture land rather than trucking it away, killing the pasture.
AGL kept television cameras well away from the annual general meeting. For shareholders arriving to hear from their directors, the protest was a new experience.
This surprises me because I always thought AGL was doing things in a fairly environmentally friendly way.
I can see here about stopping the water, and I've taken a leaflet and I'll read about it.
Other shareholders asked questions of the AGL board, and it was no surprise that Chairman Mark Johnson gave a strong defence of the company's position.
Since 1837, we have been selling lethal products. We sell products that can kill people, gas and electricity. And we don't kill people. If we damage anybody's amenity or anybody's assets, we will, of course, properly compensate them.
Mr Johnson, though, saved his strongest words for the federal government, which has changed the taxation rules around employee share schemes, making them much less attractive. He said it's a major barrier to aligning management and shareholder interests because it's stopping AGL making shares a bigger part of executive pay.
It's unfortunate, in fact it's really damn silly, that the federal government has recently changed the rules applying to the taxation of employee share plans. The new tax rules have substantially eliminated the circumstances in which employees can defer the payment of tax.
As a power generator, AGL will be affected more than most when a price on carbon is introduced. Mr Johnson believes that will happen in the near future.